All right, so I wanted to take a quick moment just to tell you what I am looking for in activity 4 for this week. This is for the biogeochemical cycles. This particular screen that I'm showing you here is define and describe the importance of microorganisms in the carbon cycle. So I mentioned in the question to include a simple drawing, not the one in the text, and label each aspect to show where the carbon is flowing through the cycle. So again, do not copy what's in the text. If somebody copies what's in the text, that will be a 0 score for this question. The idea is for you to read that entire section on the carbon cycle and kind of gather your thoughts on simplifying that cycle, where just thinking about where the carbon is going, what's making it go there, then where's it going to the next part, how are we using it, and do a more simplified version of what they have in there. So I'm showing you a little chunk of the answer key here to kind of get you on the right track. So you can see here up at the top, I have carbon dioxide, so that's kind of atmospheric carbon dioxide. That's going to be used by autotrophs that you can see on the right side there via respiration or fermentation. And the autotrophs that we're talking about are plants, bacteria, archaea, cyanobacteria, archaea is spelled wrong, green and purple sulfur are algae. So all of those organisms, are autotrophs that through respiration or fermentation are going to take carbon dioxide and turn it into something that I'm not showing you here so that you can finish the rest of the cycle. All right, so that is the first example. So you can see that I've taken what is provided to you in the text and I've really kind of boiled it down to the core. Of course, the carbon is the most simple one. All right, so I have kind of scrolled down now to the nitrogen cycle, just to give you a little snippet of that as well. I'm not going to mention the other parts, but you can see here I'm saying oxidizing to nitrite, then it's oxidized further to nitrate, which is called nitrification, and then it moves on, and this is done by soil bacteria. So again, just a little clip. You should be filling in the rest of this, but just to give you an idea of me taking the information from the text and putting it into more simplified form. And lastly, a clip of the sulfur cycle. So here, oxidizing to elemental sulfur. This is done by anoxygenic photosynthetic bacteria and chemoautotrophic archaea. So again, these are just little snippets. I want you to kind of figure out the rest, taking, with the information from the text again, but I wanted to get you on the right track so that you knew kind of what you were going for here. And I don't want you to draw out, the scenes that they have with the cows and the trees and all of that stuff. I'm really just looking for the cycles and that you generally understand them. So even as you're going through and you have the answer key and you're going to be grading each other, doing peer reviews, that you understand it well enough to be able to look at your peer and see that however it is that they wrote it out, if it's different than yours, that you're kind of understanding the flow. So think about that as you're creating your own. Are you showing the flow of sulfur? Are you showing the flow of nitrogen, carbon, as you're describing this cycle and how it relates to the organisms in this class? We're talking about we can throw in plants in there because those are important as well, even though we don't talk about them in the class, but make sure that you're including things like I have here, like photosynthetic bacteria, chemoautotrophic archaea, bacteria, fungus, depending on the cycle that we're talking about, and other decomposing things and things like that. So please do keep that in mind as you are working through this and do your best to complete the cycles. And again, you'll see kind of the answers at the end and hopefully it makes sense to you.